Takano was laughing to herself inside of the van. She didn't physically see all those people dying silently, but she saw it anyway. She saw countless people dying without even noticing it. She saw it all in her mind. Takano waved her arms in the air. No one was watching her, but no one would understand what she was doing, even if they were. She was waving her baton. Takano was pretending that she was the conductor of the silent funeral march. Major, the sterilization is complete. We are going to reconnect the phone lines. Sure, go ahead. Hee. This is the Institute of Concealment Unit. We've removed all of the classified items and welded the entrance shut. We're currently flooding the underground facility. This is the traffic blockade unit. Everything is proceeding as scheduled. This is the communications sabotage unit. We've reconnected the phone lines. The telephone facility is back to normal. Takano was paying no attention to those reports. She continued to sing the melody of an orchestra. One operator spoke to her. You seem to be in a good mood. Yes. It feels so good. I bet you can't hear it. This hymn that glorifies God. A hymn. Takano laughed loudly, spreading her arms wide. That's right. The hymn. A new god has descended to this village. There was no god in Hinamizawa. Oyoshiro-sama was just a name. This was an old backwater village with no real god. But I brought a god to this place. Do you understand what that means? I bet you don't. Hee. How many gods in this world have the power to curse people? How many of them can challenge people? None of them. But I did it. Takano laughed as if she was the only one who could comprehend what she was saying. None of the operators inside the car could comprehend her laughter. Takano was satisfied to know that. A god is not a god without a curse. Gods are feared because of their curses, and they're worshipped because they're feared. That's the truth about gods. If faith alone is what creates a god, then there's no need for curses. But the ancient gods all cursed humans. Then what is a god's curse? It's the proof that a god is real. Gods aren't gods if they don't curse people. I found evidence of the existence of God in this poor village. I thought this was a message from heaven. Hinamizawa was without a god for 100 years, until the end of the damn conflict. I believe it's been my mission to restore the god's existence in this village. Heaven supported me and granted me power. I have raised the bud of a cursed plant with the faint seeds of coincidence granted to me by heaven. And now this budding curse bears fruit and hangs ripe. Do you understand? Tonight is the night of the harvest. This is the final curse of Oyoshiro-sama, and from this day forth Oyoshiro-sama will be a real god. You may not see it now, but someday you will understand. You'll see how grand this plan I accomplished was, how long it will be told in history, and how great I will become. God's curse. I make that curse happen. I am the curse of Oyoshiro-sama. Worship me, and be fearful. I'm creating not only death, I'm writing history. History will speak of this curse, and remember my existence forever. I'm the curse itself. I've transcended this flesh. My legend will endure forever beyond my mortal life. My existence is eternal now. Curse yourselves, and curse your powerlessness. Realize how great I am. I am Oyoshiro-sama. I'm a god now. My flesh may die eventually, but I'll remain in this world forever. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah. This fragment's end. The Great Hinamizawa Massacre had a chat with Ryukishi 07. This fragment's end. I guess Rika finally managed to assemble all the pieces to her puzzle. But we don't know yet if her memories will pass on to her next life. Rika always loses the memory of her death. I don't know if she can retain the memories of what she's discovered. What did you think? Did you have fun? Once you find out the answers, collecting them isn't so fun anymore. You don't agree? I see. You still might find something different by examining some old fragments. After all, the time we have here is endless. We have to find something to play with because there's nothing to do here. For me, playing with these fragments stops being fun when I find out what's inside. But if you can tell me how to have fun with them, even so, that makes you pretty smart. What? You want to know what I play with? I don't play. I'm just killing time. I like to imagine what Rika would have done in order to achieve the future she hopes for. I like to imagine a world that would have been happy for all of them. You've found out how these worlds are set up by looking at the previous ones, right? I like to analyze what would need to change in order for Rika to win against Takano. You want to see what's on my mind? Hee, too bad. I'm not showing that to you. In that world, Rika and her friends survived their struggle and broke through the fate of June 1983. It's just my imagination. It's not for me to share with you. I'm sure the world that Rika is about to create is better than anything in my imagination, even if she's stuck on June 19th in 1983. I'm sure this now ended world will remain one of Rika's brightest fragments either way. No matter how much she struggles, if she actually overcomes her fate, it will be the most brilliant fragment of her story. I'm sure the life Rika lives makes for a far better story than my boring imagination. You want to know what happened to Rika? She made a decision to redo her life once again with Hanyu. She is trying to live her life with all her might. That's what she learned from this world. Her next life has already begun. I do wonder what that life is like. I'm going there now to check. Do you want to come with me? Detective Minagoroshi. Read all the tips. Hi, this is Ryukishi 07 or 07. Thank you for playing Higurashi When They Cry Kai, Chapter 7, Minagoroshi. This time around the scenario was almost like the answer page in a book of riddles. Or maybe the scenario was like the side dish we enjoyed alongside all the scenarios up till now. You can take it how you like. I just hope you enjoyed it. I was very nervous about releasing this scenario because a mystery is only good when it's still a mystery. This scenario marks the end of that mystery. I'll say this. I knew Takano was the bad guy since Chapter 1 because, anime. I have still thoroughly enjoyed every single video I've made on this game. I've still enjoyed the story quite a bit. And after this one, we only have one, because I've already done Ray and Ho Plus, which were made after Chapter 8. I did those in between Chapter 6 and this one, Chapter 7. So, only thing that's left is Matsubariashi, or however you pronounce it. This scenario marks the end of that mystery. To be honest, I didn't want to release this chapter for a while. However, way too many similar stories are being published with no answers at all. A book of riddles means nothing if there's no answer page in the back. Coming up with an answer when you have no way to see if it's right or not is a little sad, I think. If there are no answers, you can't get any joy out of reading the book of riddles. I regret to see that there are way too many stories out there that don't offer this kind of joy. That's why I decided to release something that you can compare your answers to for this series. Reincarnated as a slime, and Overlord is supposed to end by 2030. But how would you guys feel if we never got to see the ending of that show? Those shows. For example, what about Berserk? The story of Guts and Griffith. What if we never see how it ends? Since this world had a rather irregular presentation. Presentation or presentation? There may not have been many people who reached what might be called the right answer. But it's not really about whether your answer was right or wrong. It's much more about how many questions you raised when reading the story, and how many answers you were able to find. Thank you. Thank you all very much for the solutions you've sent me. They were all wonderful theories, and some were thought out so much more than the actual story that I frequently thought about making them the right answer. Right laugh. Also, your support has given me courage to finish writing the 7th chapter of this series. Thank you very much for supporting Higurashi. Finally, I would like to apologize about how I portrayed the Child Consultation Center. I don't know what it was like in 1983, but child consultation centers are not mean places like it depicted in my story. I made the characters look so unfeeling, but in reality the government today is the #1 hero. For us civilians. In fact, those involved with child welfare and youth education are all extremely passionate and selflessly devoted people. I'm sorry for giving them such a negative image in this chapter. The next chapter, Matsuri Bayashi, is going to be the last one of the series. I'm overwhelmed by the pressure of writing the last chapter of Higurashi When They Cry, which turned out to be such a long story. I hope you'll continue your kind support. Thank you all very much. 7th expansion, Ryukishi 07. Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator, actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8.